What's going on, folks? So the band Valcata is back with a new single here called Overload the Reactor. It's apparently the first single from a new EP they have in the works, so that's exciting. But also exciting is this song features the vocalist from the band Blind Hex and also features the incredible David Michael Moot of Operas. So I'm really excited for this one here. And without further ado, let's just give it a listen, shall we? Rangers, go.
In this twilight conflict, blood delivers us.
Well, so there's quite a bit that I liked about this song, but at the same token, I do feel like it's held back just a little bit with certain elements. But first and foremost, that intro was tight. The piano and then the guitar riff, I love that. I love that. Every time I heard that like guitar riff and like the piano, and it just was tight. Like I loved that. It got me hype and amped, and it was just awesome like riff and stuff. I also like there's moments where like the bass really kind of takes over and has this nice kind of groove to it. That was just absolutely awesome. And just like the guitar in general, I thought was really cool, and like the guitar solo was tight. I like the symphonic elements as well. Adds a nice grandiosity to the sound. And so yeah, there's a lot of like elements, particularly musically, that I thought were really cool. I mean, especially that kind of like lead riff. It was just tight, man. And like I said, just got me hyped. And that bass. I mean, I'm a sucker for a nice bass line, and there was some really great stuff in here with that regard as well. And yeah, that piano's sick. So yeah, I liked a lot of that, quite a bit. You know, musically, the song was pretty cool. And I really like their vocals, the two vocalists. You know, their voices together sounded really good. It just feels like not enough was done with them, because I feel like the chorus could have been a little bit stronger. Like really kind of, it felt like in a lot of the areas the vocal melodies didn't quite match like the grandiosity kind of the music, or the scope of the music, or the song. In some spots it definitely did. You know, I like some of the moments with like kind of the rapid fire lyrics and stuff like that. It kind of matched that energy of the song. So that was cool. And even the one spot, like there was some harsh vocals in there, which I was kind of taken aback at first when the harsh vocals kind of first started. But, you know, I felt like they were utilized in a pretty good way. Especially like there was definitely one moment in particular with the harsh vocals that kind of had like some rapid fire sort of lyrics in a nice kind of rhythmic fashion. And I thought that was cool. Again, it suited the song well. But like first and foremost, I guess the chorus, it just feels like the chorus could have been a little bit stronger. It feels almost like it's a little bit too subdued given the nature of the song. And both of the vocalists, they sounded really good together. So when they're singing together, like particularly like the chorus and stuff, it's like I wanted more. Like I wanted it to sound, you know, like just more like they're going all in, like to really let the vocals soar. You know, it's like I kind of dug the melody there for the most part, you know, but I think one thing that would have really helped is if the vocalists were allowed to just really kind of soar and match again that the grand feel of the song. You know, it just feels like it's a little bit too subdued in there. And they both have great voices, and they're more than capable of just really, you know, letting loose. And I think that would have really helped, you know, have a nice impact in the song if they just really, their vocals just kind of soared. And I do think the melody in the chorus could have had a little bit more of a dynamic quality to it, but I like I like the foundations of the chorus, if you will. Like talking about like the overload, the reactor was blow the ship to kingdom come. Like it has a nice vibe to it, and but I feel like the chorus melody and all that is just begging for a little bit more oomph to it, you know. And I think a lot of that could be achieved if, you know, the vocalists were just allowed to really kind of match the energy and vibe of the music around it. With their voices, because they're more than capable of it, and so it's like I just wanted that. It just felt like, you know, the song's talking about, you know, it's overload the reactor and all that stuff, but it feels almost as if vocally, especially in the chorus there, like there's so much like potential energy there, and it's not being allowed to overload the reactor, if you will, so just a bit more oomph in there, I think, would have helped a lot with the chorus. And then a lot of the surrounding stuff, it was at times a little bit hard to follow. Like, there's a lot happening. Like, I would say there's definitely like a touch of like prog in this song, just given the nature of some of the shifts and just the format and some of the vocal melodies, how they're kind of changing quite a bit and things like that. And so it was a little bit hard to kind of follow a lot of it. At times it just felt like it was a little bit too all over the place. So I think if that were kind of controlled a little bit more, it would have also helped the song. And then there was one spot that I'm not sure quite how to like categorize it. It felt to me like it was the pre-chorus to the first chorus, but that section never really happened again. It was kind of different as it went. But that spot right there, like that, the transition from like the first verses into what I'm just gonna call the first pre-chorus, because it's like in there is this spot that's in there. It's a bit different from like the first verses and the first chorus. So, but right there, that transition from the verses into that felt just a little bit awkward. So I think that was smoothed out a little bit with the melodies. It just didn't quite like smoothly kind of move into that one spot. And then again in other spots, it just felt like it was a little bit too all over the place with the vocal melodies, where it almost at times felt like an onslaught, because the music's doing these kind of intricate things, and then the vocal melodies are kind of doing stuff, and it kind of shifts to like other stuff. And maybe I'm the wrong person to critique that, because while I do like some prog elements and stuff, if things get a little too proggy, I get lost a little bit. So I'm not the best judge of when something is really kind of dipping into prog territory. But for me, it just felt like it was a little bit too much in there. And if it was streamlined a little bit, I think that would have helped. But still, it's like the overall package, I think, is very impressive. I liked a lot of the music and the riffs and the symphonic elements, and the two voices, the two vocalists, they're both excellent. I think they could have been utilized a bit more to bring a bit more energy or oomph, especially like in the chorus, together, when they're singing together, just to make it feel a bit even more just bombastic. But because again, the music is quite powerful, around, and I think if that just kind of matched that sort of energy, it would have helped a lot. But still an impressive piece. Very curious to see what else the band has coming for the new EP. That's pretty much my thoughts on that one there. So let me know, folks, in the comments down below. What do you think of this song here? Let's talk about it, and I'll catch you next time. Ranger out.